This kid's fire.
What's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that? What's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother, what's that, brother? What's that? What's that, brother? Brother,
On today's show, why are City so rubbish? Is there any coming back from this? Will transfers save the club? Introducing NOBBINS! Let's fucking go, guys! Yeah, bro.
No is the answer to all those questions. End of episode, roll credits. Bye, everyone.
Oh, you gotta laugh, guys, innit? You know what I mean? We get stressed during the games and that, during the game, but then we try and have a laugh. We gotta have a bit of a laugh in it, otherwise, what's the point? Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. Hopefully, you guys are all feeling better than me and Nobbins, who are both ill today. Get well soon to Nobbins, get well soon to me, and get well soon to everybody else in the chat who's seemingly ill as well. I see a lot of people are just randomly ill at the same time, so that's a bit of an L, especially at this time of the year, but it is what it is. Smash the likes up, guys. Do me a favor, man. Smash these likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Nobbins' channel. His link is in the description. Much better content on his channel, so go check it out. But yeah, Bray, another loss. Not really too surprising, if we're being honest with you. And we actually scored a goal. I predicted a 2-0 loss. We actually scored, which was nice.
Hooray.
However, I have concerns.
Really?
Maybe I have some concerns, bro, because I have some concerns that some of these players are not now trying. If you've watched the second goal back, I don't think some of those players can come off that pitch and tell me 100% that they give tell me they'd give 100% on the pitch and 100% effort. And that's a problem because, listen, I can accept us being shit, right? Because, again, I'm not an entitled fan. But what I saw yesterday was a team that, or certain players, not everyone, and I need to be fair here, not everybody on the pitch, but some players, I just didn't feel like they was giving me 100% effort. Now, that could be...
Name and shame. Who are you thinking?
Well, if you look at the second goal, for example, pretty much everybody who's involved in that second goal. Kovacic, Akanji, Walker, and whoever else. I just watched it back a number of times. I was like, these guys are not sprinting. These guys are not being strong in the challenge. These players are not diving in front of the ball to try and stop the shot. I'm like, yo, what the hell? And I put the tweet out on Twitter, and I knew I'd get some backlash. And listen, some fans don't agree and are calling me out. Good. I want you to not agree, because if everyone agrees with me, then we're in the shit big time, because that means the players are not fighting. So hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully the players are fighting, and hopefully that goal, that was just a bit of an L. But what I seen yesterday, bro, I just don't think that some of these players are given 100%, man. And that worries me. That really worries me.
Yeah, I've not even thought about that, to be fair. I must say, I didn't watch that game thinking the players don't care or aren't trying. Maybe I need to watch it again. I just felt that, just on that second goal in particular, I just felt that it was just like, again, an amalgamation of everything that's going wrong. The City, you know, like, again, like more, I think we all no doubt said it before the match even started, that Morgan Rogers and just Aston Villa's entire team, including their midfield, are just going to run right through our team. And that's what Rogers did. You know, Walker tried to get him off the ball, but he's an old man nowadays. And then I think it was Kovacic tried to get him off the ball, but again, we all know that he's not exactly that sort of player either. So I don't know whether that points to lack of effort, or if it's just a case of they physically can't do it. I know a lot of people also say, you know, players aren't trying because they aren't pressing, for example. Again, I don't know if that's because they aren't trying, or if it's just because physically they can't, because we don't have those players anymore. You know, like City a few years ago, City used to be like the best pressing and counter-pressing team in world football, you know, one of the best out of possession sides ever. And we're trying to do the exact same thing with either the same players or players who just like physically aren't built for that. So I don't know if I'm yet ready to say it's because players don't care or aren't trying. Look, maybe there are one or two. I think that you could say players who've basically got an eye on leaving next season maybe are like that. You know, I think that in which case you might be looking at the likes of Ederson, Kevin De Bruyne, and maybe, you know, his mentality has been brought into question as well. So maybe you could level it at those players, maybe, but I just don't know if I'm yet ready to say they aren't trying. I think it's just a case of they're just physically cooked and mentally cooked, so maybe even emotionally cooked at this point. And whether that's an excuse, that's another question. But, you know, like, let's take a player like Gundogan, for example. He's not running because he doesn't care about the club. He's not running because he can't, because he's not got the legs. He's not got the stamina to do it. So I just don't know whether that's the case. I'm willing to be proven wrong on that, but I'm not ready to yet say that's the thing. But the fact that you're seeing it is a concern, obviously, because the fact that you're even thinking about it is because body language matters. You know, again,
of course it does, 100%.
Yeah, on like Haaland, again, people say he's not pressing enough. Again, I would say he started every single Premier League game. It's maybe he just can't, but again, the body language just doesn't send a good message. And again, maybe that's not a valid critique, but I feel like body language does matter to an extent, especially if you're a fan and you're watching your club get battered every single week. So yeah, I think that maybe there is something in what you say, but I'll need to wait and see, I think, before I say it.
Good. Well, like I say, I don't want to be right on this, because that's not good. You know what I mean? I don't want to say stuff like that about the players, but that's what I'm seeing, and I can only tell you what I'm seeing. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I see. And listen, all I want to see at the moment is the players just sort of working hard, putting challenges in, you know, making a few big tackles, maybe taking a yellow and you know, getting up for it. And I don't know, man, sometimes I look at this team, and Kevin De Bruyne said it himself, by the way. He said we're soft in midfield, and I think that's probably right. And listen, I don't know if we're going to be able to sort of like solve this until January. I mean, we've got 3 more games, I think, until January. The transfer window opens, and then we've got West Ham on the 4th. And I don't even know if we're going to be able to get a player in before the 4th. So we've probably got at least 4 more games, before we manage to get any players. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I do think that we'll beat Salford, and I think that we'll beat Leicester and West Ham.
Oh my, that's what it's come to.
But
I think we'll beat Salford.
I don't believe we're going to beat Everton. I don't think we'll lose against Everton. I think we'll draw. I just think they'll come and park the bus, and we'll struggle to break them down. Now, maybe if De Bruyne plays and he's on it, maybe we can break them down. I just think Everton are going to come to the Etihad on Boxing Day. They're going to have no intention to try and win the football match, which is their right. And they're just going to sit on the edge of the box and just defend. And we don't create enough. Do you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I don't know, maybe we'll win like 1-0 or 2-0, something like that, if we get a bit lucky on that. But I think we'll struggle there. But then I do think we'll beat Leicester, Salford, and West Ham. And, you know, if we can go on a little bit of a 3-match winning streak, you know what I mean, and buy some players, then we can start to slowly turn this around. Now, when I say turn it around, I'm not talking about the league, as in the league title, because for me, that's completely and utterly done. Yeah. But I'm just talking about getting a bit of a feel-good factor in the place, because, bro, I can't remember a time where, like, especially in the modern era, where it's been so low, where everyone is just so down. You know, I'm now saying, are the players even trying? People are calling for Pep to leave, some fans. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about a full squad rebuild. 6, 7, 8, 9 players potentially need to leave in the next 2 transfer windows. Like, it's just not a nice environment to be in, is it? So for me, yeah, I just want to see some wins. I just want to get a couple of wins. I'm not asking for like a 10-match winning streak. But at the moment, I really struggle to see where that's coming from, because the way we're playing, and Pep summed this up, by the way. Pep summed this up perfectly. When you're defending really bad, he didn't say it like this, but he said the same thing basically. When you're not defending well, you have no control in midfield on transitions, and you're not creating chances and scoring goals, you're really, really going to struggle. And that's unfortunately the truth. We can't defend. Our midfield is really, really bad on counter-attacks and transitions, and we don't create any chances. That's the truth. And if you don't think that's the truth, then you're kidding yourself. You're watching a different match. So I don't know how we fix this in the next 4 games. I don't know what we do, but hopefully in this January, Sam Lee is coming out. I don't know what you make of Sam Lee's news yesterday about the fact that we're not targeting either Bruno Guimaraes or Zubimendi.
I fell to my knees. I fell to my knees in Big Tesco.
That's what he's saying. He's saying we're not signing any of them. However, he is saying that we're still going to spend big money, apparently, according to him. So it's not like we're just not spending. Apparently, we are going to spend money. We're going to spend some decent cash. It's just not going to be on Zubimendi and Bruno. But I don't know, man. I just need a win. I want a win, man.
Yeah. Don't we all? Yeah. When was the last time we got back-to-back wins? Was it like September or October? Something ridiculous. There is no short-term solution, is there? I think that much is obvious. You know, I think with other things could have been seen. Like, we could have seen Núñez in midfield. We could have seen, you know, Nico O'Reilly or JSP play some more games. Would that have solved everything? No, but I would have liked to have seen it at least to see whether, but you know, maybe play McAtee instead of Gundogan when Gundogan was played more advanced. Maybe that could be a thing as well. Again, just so I can see it for myself and then see if it's relevant or not. Jacob Wright as well. Yeah, exactly. That could also be a thing. Just so we then know, right, it's clearly not going to help. Let's all move on with our lives. But the fact we haven't seen that is the one thing that I will call Pep out on, in addition to the squad building, is I don't think the handling of that situation's been good enough. And the obsession with rushing players back from injury, only for them to get injured again. You know, Stones lasted a powerful 45 minutes, you know, and he's gone again. And who knows when he'll be back. So it means that no doubt we'll have to rush Ake back to the match against Everton, and he's going to get injured, and so the cycle continues, blah, 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 blah. So in terms of like the short term, what I'd like to see is, because we've tried a lot in terms of, you know, let's play our most conservative midfield, let's play our most conservative wing pairing, and they've not worked. It hasn't worked. You know, once again, I think you saw my graph on Twitter, didn't you, from the Manchester derby? We've got no offensive thrust down the right hand side, which is fine, but it's not fine if the reason why you are directing all the play to the left is Núñez, or in the case of yesterday, it's Jack Grealish, who I thought played all right in the first half, but I'd actually say a big reason why he played so well in that first half is because we were basically forcing all the play to him. So we were basically building the whole attacking structure around him. But what was the point of that? Because we know Grealish isn't going to get us a goal because he hasn't scored in the year, and his end product isn't good enough. And again, I'm a big Grealish defender, but it hasn't been good enough. So I just don't really get why we're doing that. So we've tried that. So we tried conservative wingers, we've tried conservative midfielders. I want us to see against Everton, and you said it, a team that is just going to defend. Why can't we just go for it? Why can't we just play a front five
Go
of
for it.
Savio, Doku, Foden, De Bruyne, Haaland, and see what happens?
I,
Now,
I find
maybe,
it sorry, mate. Go on, finish.
now as I say, now maybe that's shit, and maybe in the first half they'll get in each other's way, and it'll be horrible, and we need to change things in the second half. But why can't I at least see that at least once? We've not seen that once this entire season, and then we can all shut up about just like play all the attackers. And again, maybe it won't work, but maybe it will.
I'm completely with you on that. I think for me, attack's the best form of defense. You've got the best finisher in world football in Erling Haaland, and we don't create him a bean. One shot we created for him yesterday. Yeah, one. What's the point in being on a pitch? Do you know what I mean? Just go for it. The thing is, right? The thing is, if you go for it and you lose, at least we'll be playing attacking football and losing. Because at the moment, the way we're playing, it's dreadful football. We don't create any chances. Yeah. What chance did we have yesterday? The Guardiola header and the goal, which was a little bit fortunate, a couple of rebounds in there.
And a Foden shot in the first half. That
And
was
a
a good
Foden
save,
shot.
to be fair. But yeah, not
Is that the one
enough.
from outside the box? Or
No,
the one
that-
where you're cutting off the right and then
linked with Rico. Yeah,
That was good football, actually, to be fair. So 3 chances, one of which was a rebound and was a little bit fortunate, and one was just a cross into the box, right? So, like, if we're going to lose, let's at least just go for it, lads. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, why not? Why not? If we're going to lose, I'd rather lose scoring goals. I'd rather lose being attacking. It just feels at the moment, reminds me of where we were last year. Well, last year, do you remember we kept on saying, we need to lean into the attack. We need to lean into the attack. And I just feel, just do that again, man. Just stick Doku and Savio on the wings, right? And if you want to play Grealish left wing, play Grealish. I'm not asked, right? If you're a Grealish fan, play Grealish left wing. Just play Doku or Grealish left. Savio on the right. Haaland up top. Yeah. Foden, De Bruyne. And I'd probably go Kovacic if it was me personally, yeah?
I
the DM,
agree.
right? And just go for it. And then we get beat in the next game, but at least we have chances. At least we create. At least it's a little bit more exciting to watch. Yes, the end product might not be the end result might be the same. We might still lose, but surely people would rather us go for it and score some goals and have some shots and lose than play this really terrible brand of football, really dull, negative, conservative approach and still lose. It's just like, I don't know, man. That's where I'm at with it. Listen, people got their own views. Maybe they think this is the right way and it'll come. But I just think when you've won one game in 12, and we're out of the league, let's go for it, man.
And also,
match day fans will probably enjoy it a little bit more because it's actually entertaining. So if you go into games, you'll be like, "Oh, we're actually watching some decent football," rather than City just pass it sideways for 90 minutes. So again, we might still lose the game. We won't be happy when they come out, but I don't know, man. That's just my opinion anyway. And you don't have to agree, but I just think just go for it. It is what it is.
Definitely, because even the game that we did win, Forest played into our hands that day. In terms of like how they set up, like they did not set up to defend, for example, and they went man for man, and that made it so easy for us. Even the game that we did win was not actually impressive, and we said as much at the time that this could be a bit of a false dawn. And as it turned out to be, that's exactly what it was. Nothing's really changed. We've only seen Foden and De Bruyne in the same starting 11 once this entire season. That's obviously how we ended up winning the league last season. So I need to see that. I need to see the wing pairing of Savio and Doku more. I thought that was really nice in the first game against Chelsea, for example, when they started together, and they caused the fullbacks issues. I thought that was a really good, a nice idea. And again, against a team like Everton, who are just going to defend, we assume anyway, you need your block breakers on the pitch. You need those 1v1 threats. What's the point of isolating Jack Grealish 1v1 against his fullback when he struggles to take him on and beat him and he's low on confidence or whatever it is? There is no point. Whereas at least with a Savio, in fact, I might even entertain doing that, even though I think that Savio is better on the right and Doku's better on the left. I might even just play Savio left and Doku right and just be right. All I want you to do all game is beat your fullback and get to the byline and cross, and then see what happens. Because we know Haaland loves a floating header to the back post. So that'll be my instruction to Savio. That's what I want you to do all game. He did for Girona loads last season. I want you to do that. Doku, likewise, but I want you to fizz it across the box, and maybe for Foden or De Bruyne to hit on the edge of the box sort of thing. Just try something, because whatever we are trying to do just isn't just isn't working. And we
Yeah.
can't lose anything by trying it. And surely we'll look a bit more exciting, a bit more dangerous. We'll stretch the opposition as well if we play them both.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, again, you got to remember, guys, Everton, they went to the Emirates and parked the bus, from what I've been told. I didn't watch the game. That's what I've been told. They're probably going to do that against City. They might fancy the chances the way we're playing and go for it. However, I highly doubt they'll do that given the position that they're in the league. So, yeah, they're going to be sat there anyway. The chances they're just going to be sat there on the edge of the box. So if you play Gundogan and Kovacic or Gundogan and Bernardo, you're just wasting a player. It's a man on the pitch that is going to give you nothing. I mean, for example, yesterday, there was periods of the game yesterday where we had Rico Lewis, Gundogan and Kovacic on the edge of the box. I mean, unfortunately, they're not going to create a bean, mate. They're just not. They're not creative enough. They're really not, and that's the issue. And I don't know what's going on with De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting sick and tired of this now. By the way, what's going on with him? He's had a week off, and then he's on the bench. He don't even come on, but he's warming up. You know what I mean? He's warming up before the game. I seen him on Twitter having shots and what's going on? He's the most creative player in this team. He's the only player that can put the ball in a good area for Haaland to have a chance, and he's not on the pitch. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Starting to wind me up now. Because he's the only player that I can trust to actually create a chance. Look at that chance that he created for Haaland against Juventus. Unbelievable pass. Unbelievable. The one where Haaland chipped it and he got it all wrong. He should definitely have scored. Nobody else in this team would even have the brain to even think of how to play that pass, let alone actually play it in that way. And then he doesn't even get on the pitch. And he's just like, what's going on, man?
Yeah. Obviously no idea. I don't know what's going on in the background, but there's lots of rumors about, is he actually committed, given his contract situation at the end of the season. I have no idea how true that is, but lots of people are suggesting that is a thing. I just don't know why he wouldn't get even a little bit of time against Villa. I know he's played a lot of football recently, but I just don't know why he wouldn't come in like the 60th minute or something against Aston Villa, for example. When we were still 1-0 down in that second half. Don't really get that. But if he's not committed, then I guess Pep's thinking is going to be, I can only play players who I know actually want to play. So I don't know. Obviously, I don't think anyone knows apart from them. I hope there's nothing wrong. I'm sure there isn't. Maybe there's something else going on. But hopefully they just start against Everton and it's all lovely from there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, but for me, something just seems a bit off, man. Like, I can't lie, bro. Like when I see the Kevin De Bruyne's not playing at all.
Well, it's definitely something we're not being told. It's just like, what is the context of it? That's all. Like, is it a slight knock? Is it something wider that's going on? I've no idea.
But it can't be an injury because he was warming up in the pre-game.
I have no idea then.
Jordy, not rubbing salt in the wounds, but Bruno was outstanding again yesterday. Cheers, mate.
Give him to me now.
Cheers,
please.
mate. I appreciate that. That's exactly the type of player we need in this team. And we're not even trying to get him apparently, which is a bit wild. Yeah, MLK. Listen, I've been on this. Give him a chance. See what he can do. If he doesn't work, doesn't work. But yeah, I mean, again, the academy thing's quite. It's got a lot of different. A lot of people got different views on the academy. A lot of people are saying don't play him because they're young and it's not fair to throw him into us when we're a mess. And that I'm on the side of they're professional footballers. They're on decent money. Yeah, they got professional contracts. They're adults. They're all over the age of 18. They know what they're signed up for. It's not a creche. It's not a nursery. That's my view. It's very interesting, the academy thing. Let me come to some of these super chats, though. Big up to you guys. Make sure you smash a like on the stream, guys. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you do. Big up to Amar. Says, I can take losing. However, I cannot accept a lack of effort and the same lineup every game. Obsession with control is baffling. We don't have the personnel, says Amar. So it sounds like Amar is sort of on with us and saying just go for it and play the Doku, Savio, Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, probably folding in midfield, Kovacic behind. That's what I'm saying. Go for it, man. Big up to Amar. So Alan says, without a proper CDM, I told everyone we will not win a game until January and we sign a CDM, says Al. He did say that. Now, we won one. So he wasn't completely right. But, geez, what a prediction that was. Eh?
It's more to it than just the personnel, though, isn't it? Like, there were lots of games where we should have won it. Like against United, for example. We didn't not win that game because there wasn't a defensive midfielder on the pitch. We didn't win it because there are wider issues at play, like our either mentality.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Miro says Pep will choose Gundo on a wheelchair than McAtee. So, the McAtee thing's weird. Have you seen this as well this morning?
Oh, something like we will replace him if he leaves or something. It's like
So reluctant
not
knuckle.
with all due respect, I genuinely could have replaced McAtee in the Premier League this season because he's played about 60 seconds.
So check this out. And thing is, this guy's actually not a bad sauce. He's not a bad sauce, this guy. Check this out, man. Man City will keep McAtee in January unless they find a replacement. What?
You know, I don't know what that last bit means.
He's played 2 minutes. What's all that about? Also, yeah, is Echeverri not his replacement, bro? Like, I don't get this at all. Like, well, it doesn't make no sense to me. I said this morning. I was like, he played 2 minutes of Premier League football. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
So I don't know. Listen, for me, I think this guy's defo gone in January. There ain't no way he's staying, man. I've seen it against I think it was Lisbon away when we lost 4-1, and he at the end of the game he was fuming McAtee, and he had something and he threw it on the pitch. He was that few. He is not happy, mate. Yeah, so he's gone. He's defo gone. He'll be sold 15-20 million in January. It wouldn't surprise me, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if we use him as a make weight in sort of in some sort of transfer deal. So say we went for like a Wharton or someone like that. Wouldn't surprise me. Or Belabor, went for Belabor, maybe say, oh yeah, you know, I don't know, 50 mil plus McAtee or whatever the price is for Belabor, some sort of something like that to try and use it to our advantage. But yeah, that's a very weird post from him. But yeah, I'm with Briggsy, man. I like McAtee. I think he should have been. I'm too gone down on the like arguing about it now because it's too late now. But he should have been given a try, in my opinion. But
well, yeah, certainly more minutes than he has at least.
Yeah,
he's only got like a couple, hasn't he? So why not? Again, if it means that we don't have to play Gundogan and Kovacic in the same team, then yeah, absolutely play him in the head of Gundogan if need be when he's playing.
This is a great tweet as well, by the way. By I think it's Gary. He says, "LB, we didn't play the kids when we were in titles. We apparently can't play them now. Do we just exactly? People say you can't play the kids now because it's too bad and we're too rubbish. But this is the reason why Palmer left, because when we were good, we never played him enough. Probably same with Rodgers and all that. It's good because when you're good and you've got a mint squad, there's no room to play the academy players because you've got 15, 16, 17, maybe 18 senior players who are all mint that all want to play football. So yeah, I listen, mate. We've discussed this to death. To be honest with you, the academy. Everyone knows my opinion on it. You don't have
the weirdest one is JSP.
Yeah,
what's gone on there? Because his first game, Pep threw him in against one of the most informed forwards in the world, and then playing against Brighton, we've just not seen him again. When we're having a centre back crisis, I feel like that's the weirdest one to me because he was actually given a go, and I know that you could say he was at fault for one of the goals, but I thought he played well whenever he was on the pitch.
We need to stop doing this. Yeah, but Simpson Pusey was at fault for a goal because Gvardiol's been at fault for a goal.
Oh yeah, and also still played well
for a goal.
Like he played well as well.
At fault for a goal. So what? Yeah. So we just don't play because he was at fault for a goal, but some of the other players who are senior players are at fault for a goal. It's just sort of like
that's what I don't understand. I don't get it.
You know what? He's a defender. They are going to make mistakes. You know, Van Dijk makes mistakes. What? Liverpool drop him in the next match? It's just like, come on, man. The defenders, they do make mistakes, but I don't know, man. I feel like we're in a situation that's so bad that there's just so much. There's so much like different options. People are saying play the academy. People are saying do this, drop them. Are they even working hard? Pep's lost it. Blah 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 blah. And it's like I don't know, man. I just don't think we're just not in a good position at the moment. Like as a club, like the feeling in the club is grim. You've got fans arguing with each other. You know what I mean? Like it's just wild, bro. Like just give your opinion and just leave it. Why you got to start like being abusive and shit? You know what I mean? It's just I don't know, man. I feel like it's getting a bit toxic, and for me, we just need to get a win somewhere, man. And like I say, I don't know if we're going to beat Everton, but if we can beat Everton on Boxing Day, that'd be just an amazing feeling. Because then you could go to Leicester, you could win that. West Ham, you could definitely win that, and then Salford at home, you could win 4 games in a row. And I know it's mad to say that because we've not won it. We've won 1 in 12, but Like, bro, we've got to turn it around at some point. So turn it around now against Everton, man. Put a performance in. They're probably going to sit there for 90 minutes. All we have to do against Everton is break them down and score goals. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, and then after that run, you know, like I think after Salford, it's like midway through the January window, isn't it? So in theory, we could then have some players, you know, into the sides for the the trickier fixtures, like away against Brentford, for example. We could then have, like, you know, a 1, 2, 3 new players and you know, to field. So yeah, all eyes on Jan. I have no idea what we're going to do. I'm very concerned with the names that are coming out. It sounds like we're not even going for players who are like plug and play. It sounds like we're trying to sign prospects rather than, you know, players who are like ready in the now. I
mean, that's unfortunately, yeah, that is the way that. I mean, again, we're only going off transfer speculation here, so it might not be 100%. But the news that's one thing I would say is Jack Gorn said that we are targeting Bruno Fernandes and Zubimendi, and then 11 hours later, I don't think we are, because 11 hours later, I think the club have briefed the other journals to say we're not, and it looks like City are going to be targeting these up and coming players. You know, 20, 21 years old sort of stuff, because we've been linked with this Batterina guy. Now, I don't know anything about the kid. Apparently, people are saying he's the next Modric and he's really, really good, but he's 21 from Dynamo Zagreb. I don't know, like...
Why... he might be very good, but why are we signing children when we're not even playing our own children?
It's a great point.
That's incredible to me if that's true. What is the point?
That's a great point. Also, it doesn't mean for me, yeah. What I don't get is, right, about this whole academy thing is we've got Savio. Savio's 20 years old. He's Brazilian. He hardly speaks any English, yet he's allowed to play. But the academy players aren't allowed to play.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd love to be. I feel like the media asks such dusty clapped questions, and I feel like this would be a great, you know, your point to bring home. Like, so when Pep goes, "Oh, it's not fair," and then retort, "Right, but you're playing shit right now, so do you not think it'll be worth it anyway?" Because they are, especially if like Pep is suggesting that, you know, some players aren't playing for the badge or whatever. I don't know if he has done that. Maybe I've made that up. I feel like I've seen him say that somewhere or something along those lines. The academy players are going to do that because they obviously love the club and they're probably like all City fans. So if we want like to inject some energy and pride and effort and impetus into the team, then surely that's exactly where we should be looking. I just don't understand. I don't understand. And being linked with young players is interesting, but why? I don't know. I don't know what to say about any of that. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I think for me that midfield needs like a 26-year-old, 27-year-old, someone that's done it.
Someone
like
in their prime.
Someone who's done a Bruno. I don't mind getting like some 21-year-olds and 22-year-olds, like up and coming players. Like we've done that before and it's worked. But like for me, I think that midfield needs like just someone who's been around the game a bit, but also has a little bit of growth in them. Do you know what I'm saying? Who we can develop maybe into a world-class player, top player that we can develop into, like a Barella, yeah, like a Bruno G, someone who's a mint player, has been there and done it, but also that we can develop. And then if you want to sprinkle these younger players around, no problem. You know, I think it's quite exciting signing like these Batterinas and that, but you do need top talent.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say that if you think about the composition of City's squads in terms of like age, how many would you say are in like their sort of like prime years? I would say that it's Ruben Diaz and Rodri, I'd say.
One sec. Let me have a look at the squad. I'm sure I did it and it was like 1.
Everyone else is either, you know, 30 or over and like not past it, but you know what I mean? Their better years are behind them.
Yeah.
Or they're like under 25, you know, like Haaland, Foden, Gvardiol, it's, you know, very good players, but they're not like in theory in their best form. We need more players who are like in their prime, I feel like.
So I agree, probably 2, Ruben Diaz and Rodri.
Yeah.
But Rodri's injured for the season.
Yeah. But
Nunez is in that bracket at 26, but obviously, is he good enough anyway?
Yeah, and also having the requisite quality. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got a couple that will be there in like a year or two, which is like Foden and Haaland. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's
Ake's
like,
probably getting to that level where he's probably not going to get any better.
Mm.
You know, he's
Yeah.
probably now reached his peak / probably slightly on the decline, because when you get to like 29, 30, I mean, you can get better. You've seen it, like Karim Benzema, for example, great example of a player that got better with age. But and obviously the injuries don't help him. Yeah, Grealish, he's probably not going to get any better. Akanji, you know, Kovacic, Stones, you're right. All these players have probably had their best years behind them. And yeah, we need to be signing like 26 to 28-year-olds, man. Just a couple of them. And then yeah, sprinkle around some of the younger players, no problem, man. But you've got to get the right quality. You know?
Yeah, definitely. And this is why I'm like so perplexed that we're not apparently not going for Bruno, because I feel like that market's not very big right now in terms of like elite central midfielders
Can I ask
or
about a player that might be in that bracket, bro? Frenkie de
yeah.
Jong? If you could get his wages under control, would you take Frenkie de Jong?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't think he solves all of our issues. Like you'd have to bring in someone else, but yeah, of course he's a quality player. But I think that's sadly, I think that's a dead on arrival situation, because he is on ridiculous money. And there's no way that I don't think that we would bring him in for that. Nor would I want to bring him in for that much money, because he'd probably destroy the whole wage structure. But as a concept, sure. But I think that there's just like not enough quality central midfielders who are plug and play and are these 6'8" hybrid types.
No, there's not.
There's not enough. There were a couple last summer, like João Neves, for example, but he got scooped up by
60 mil as well. That's a
yeah,
joke. You know, mad, right? I did a watch along of him, last year at Benfica, and he was mint. He was really, really good, right? And all summer, I was sold by everyone. You can't get him unless you pay 100 mil. You can't get him unless you pay 100 mil. And he went for 65 mil, and I was like, yo, what the fuck's going on here?
I have no idea what happened there.
You can only get him for 100 mil.
I have no idea what happened there. Yeah, that seemed like he went for peanuts. In relative terms, no idea. We missed out on Onana as well. Look at how good he's been at Villa. There's not enough players who I can even think of. Like all the players don't quite fit the bill. You know, there's
it's funny you say this, because I watched it. Do you know that Tifo Athletic YouTube channel?
Oh yes,
they did a video in the summer, and they said basically everyone's looking for the Rodri. Everyone's looking for the Rodri that can like also do a bit of creativity work as well, rather than just like your Nigel de Jong style. And they went through and they said the list is really, really low. Like this is why, like you got like a Rice, but Rice isn't really. Rice is a bit of a weird one. You've now seen Arsenal fans starting to say, what's his actual best position? Is he a 6? Is he an 8? Can he do the hybrid sort of stuff? There's not a lot of people out there. You've seen it, Mitchell. Yeah, you've seen it, bro. It's a good video, isn't it? It's a good video from them. You should check it out. But
I do. They're a very good channel.
Yeah, it's a good channel. And basically they say like there's not a lot out there. Like even Zubimendi probably doesn't do the creativity work that Rodri does. He's probably more of a more traditional 6. He probably does have a little bit of creativity about it because he's so good on the ball. But
I'd be against Zubimendi anyway. But yeah, I take your point.
Yeah.
So it's like
Labour.
That's what I was going to say is that. So if we aren't targeting the plug and play elite central midfield option, because there's only a couple, there's probably like single digit ones out there in terms of who in their prime years, then the next best thing to do is probably go for someone like Baleba, who is young, but it's still obviously like it's not like we're, again, no disrespect to the Croatian league or whatever. It's not like we're going to a random league and picking him up. Like he's clearly illustrated how good he is. Like we all saw him play against City, for example. He absolutely destroyed our entire midfield. He's good enough now in respect of the Premier League. He's also at an age where he can be molded into that sort of player as well, where he could become competent as a Rodri stand-in intermittently. But the beauty of it would be how good would he and Rodri be together in the same midfield. So if we can't get Bruno, then he would be my second choice, because you've got to think. That's why I don't want Zubimendi, because I just don't see where Zubimendi fits in a post Rodri injury world. Lots of people say, well, play them together, but then you're just compounding a weakness. So I don't really see that. Sorry, did I say Baleba's overrated? What?
Sarah says Baleba is unbelievably overrated. He cost them 30 mil. He was named a flop last season, had one good game versus us, and now everyone wants him all of a sudden.
No, well, that last sentence isn't true. He's had lots of good games this season, and lots of people have rated him for a long time. So that last bit's false.
Yeah,
he's a very good player. I don't know where his overrated's come from. That's crazy. That's like when people said
I've said, but I didn't even know the guy was until he come off the bench against us. I never heard of him.
he's very good.
Mad. I'd never heard of this guy, and then yeah, all of a sudden everyone was like, "Yeah, LB, this guy's actually pretty sick." And I was like, "I never knew who he was."
That's fair. No, he is very
Nightly.
good.
Liverpool fan says, "LB, this reminds me of the season when Van Dijk hit an ACL. We lost the rest of our centre backs, and we ended up winning our last 9 games and 1 draw, finished 3rd. That's what City will do. Class is permanent." Says Nightly. Be up to you, bro. Let's have a look at some of these chats that are coming in. Smash these likes up as well, guys. Come on, man. Smash the likes. Yeah, bro. Ian, man, everyone's ill. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. Man. It's crazy. Everybody is ill.
Mrs. Nobbins was ill like in late November, and then she gave me an illness then, and then I got over it, and she stayed ill, and I've now got her illness again. So that's what's happened in my house, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. Let's have a look at what people are saying. Big up to Chicken Wing. Says, anyone who wants Pep out doesn't have my respect. I started supporting City since 2008 because once a City player was family and remembered the bad times before making the top 4. Pep deserves our support. Yeah, but I'm not Pep out, man. I ain't Pep out. I'm respectfully get rid of some of these players that are no longer good enough, or we signed them and they're not good enough. And it's not personal. I ain't trying to call these players out and like get toxic on it. I'm just trying to say, bro, I don't think some of these players are good enough no more for various different reasons. We got to move them on.
Yeah,
you got to do something. You got to do something. You can't just carry on. You've got to accept, right? That either one, the manager's lost the plot and you've got to sack him. That's an option, right? Number 2, the players are not trying. Or 3, the players are not good enough. Surely it has to be one of them. What other options could there be? We won 1 game in 12.
I just don't know what these people want in terms of like, okay, let's have your wish. Let's sack him right now. The date is the 22nd of December. Let's sack him right now. Okay, now what? I just don't. There's no short-term gain to sacking him, and there's certainly no long-term gain, because if you operate under the assumption that we will bring in, good players in January and the summer, name the manager who you think is going to do a better job of getting City a title. The reality is you can't do that. So I just don't. It's bad from a short-term perspective. It's bad from a long-term perspective. I just don't. It's reactive for the sake of being reactive. To be honest, I've never. It's quite childish.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, if we all agree that the last 2 transfer windows have been poor, and I don't think you'll get many City fans that don't disagree with that, then surely what we say is give him a good transfer window and see what happens.
Yeah,
you know
that's not the same. And that's not the same as, oh, so you're going to defend everything he says. No, like I've been on Pep's back since last season in terms of like how he's setting up City. So I'm not having it that I'm like overly defending him, but at the same time, you've got to be realistic. There is no better manager in the world out there, and he's made some mistakes. Sure, he hasn't. It has been unfortunate in some areas, but to try to argue that anyone could do a better job if given like a squad which can compete for the title is just childish.
Yeah. No, I'm like, give him a transfer window with proper players and then see what happens. I guarantee you, in my opinion, he'll turn this around, right? That's what I'm saying. Smash the likes up, guys. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Big up to Sai as well in the chat. I don't know if he's still here. This is from earlier on. He said, so tired of hearing Pep yapping about getting his players back. Our situation is not about having the play. I think he's just trying to defend them, bro. I think he's trying to deflect. He's trying to take the pressure off the players, which I understand. As a fan, I kind of with you. I want him to sort of like call some of these players out. But the problem is, if you do that and it doesn't get the reaction that you want, it can get real toxic real quick if you start calling players out. So you've got to be careful about that. You've really got to be careful. So I'm with you. And I think a lot of City fans want him to come out and say, like, call some of these players out. But if he does that and he doesn't get the reaction he wants, and you've just called the players out, especially if you individual name drop, you've seen it with other managers do this in the past, and it doesn't always end well. In fact, most of the time it doesn't end well, and they end up with the manager getting a sack because the players are just down tools. Oh, you called me out. I ain't going to try for you now. I'm going to try. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you end up getting the manager sacked.
Yeah, because the players will be get grillings in the dressing room, I'm sure. Like, behind closed doors, I'm sure the players will be getting called out and Pep will be screaming and going insane. Yeah, I don't know what the benefit, I don't know what the gain would be of adding that to the media and making it public as well. It'll probably make things worse, as you say.
Yeah. Ivan, bro, I question his tactics all the time.
I've questioned his tactics since last season, as I say. Why
Bro,
why
it's
why
wild.
don't people listen? Why don't people listen?
It's mad, bro, because you know the amount of times people say, why do you always protect the manager? I literally did a video against Palace when we drew 2-2, and the match reaction was, that was on Pep, because I think he got it completely utterly wrong. But it's like, unless you call for the manager to be sacked, all of a sudden you're like a defender of the manager. It's like, bro, I just think it's mad, bro. Like, I question his tactics all the time. Yesterday, why did he play Bernardo right wing? Yeah, why did he not start Savio right wing yesterday? Like, his subs are mad. Why is Kevin De Bruyne not starting? I can question his tactics. I can be critical about some of the stuff that he does, and also say I don't want him to be sacked. That's a very balanced view.
And we can also be realistic and say that, frankly, no manager comes in with different tactics and turns us into a title-winning team. Like, we just aren't good enough this season, regardless of that.
I also think this is just on Tiki, mate. I just think it's on Tiki. Tiki has not built the squad good enough.
Yeah, squad
it's not built. The squad is not good enough. Yeah, and when you look at it, it's so obvious to see. Kyle Walker last year was on the decline. In fact, if you're being honest with yourself, he started the decline in the treble year. Last year, he was on the decline massively. He's still here. Yeah, you've got fucking John Stones, who's never fit. He's never been fit in his whole career, John Stones. And again, he's not fit now. Ake started to pick up more injuries. Rodri's been actively out there in the press, in the media, saying, I need support. I need another player in midfield. And what did we do? We brought him Gundogan. And it's like, yeah, but you wanted Gundogan. I wanted Kimmich. And then when I realised the club wasn't going to buy anyone, I took Gundogan as a last choice option. But again, it doesn't fit the narrative of some people who just want to, blame other people. It's like, bro, you know what I mean? We've got Savio, who is like, I think is getting a little bit unfair treatment because obviously there's massive pressure on him to deliver. And maybe that's why he's not been playing. Maybe that's why he's been benched a little bit more because Pep's like, here's the thing, if I keep playing him, he's getting cooked. Maybe he's like trying to take the pressure off Savio. Yeah, I mean, because we're not winning and people are getting onto him. Because Doku had criticism last year, but like everyone was like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? It's get a year, because we was doing all right for the I know we went through a little bit of a rough patch in December, but we was winning games a lot. We only lost 3 games in the whole season in the league. Whereas this year, because we're so bad, I feel like Savino's not getting that sort of grace. And maybe that's why he's not playing. I don't know.
And I don't get that because I've seen like Savio get absolute stick, whether it's in my chat or whether it's on Twitter. I think he's been one of our better players this season. He's certainly been, alongside Foden and De Bruyne, he's been one of our most creative, and that's not an opinion, that's an objective metric. He's been one of our most creative via the pass. I know his shooting is frustrating, but I think that we are just a better team when he's on the pitch, to be honest. And we've all seen like the lack of anything out on the right when he's not playing. I think it's a shame that he's been dropped seemingly. I don't really get it. I really like Savio as a player. I think he's played very well this season.
You know what I mean? And I think yesterday when he come on the pitch, did you not just feel like it was refreshing? To see him get the ball, and he actually runs forward with it. Yeah, he actually runs forward with it and carries the ball. And that's where the goal come from. With him, obviously, he didn't get the assist or whatever, but the goal came because he got the ball and started running forward. He went past about 3 players. And obviously, we got lucky with all the deflection and that. But like that, the action came because he drove forward with the football. Whereas when Bernardo gets it, it's all very sideways and that. And like, there's no real there's no drive there with Bernardo on the right-hand side.
Yeah, we're at the stage where I just want the players on the pitch, the players who are willing to try something, whether that's a shot from outside the box, whether it's a dribble or whatever. So, like players like Savio, Foden, Doku, De Bruyne, these are the players I want to see starting because they're players who will try something, rather than, as you say, just constantly rotating and not really ever getting anywhere, never taking a shot from outside the box or a low probability shot or or not taking on a player or not getting to the byline and putting a crossing, which might be low probability, but who knows? Maybe something will happen. You won't know until you try it. Yes, I'd get Savio back into the side as soon as possible.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Smash these likes up, guys, man. Mib says Savio's finishing gives me Jesus vibes. Not gonna lie. Yeah, he needs to improve his finishing. 100%, bro. 100%.
But he is a child. At the end of the day, he's 20 years old, isn't he? So
yeah, he's young.
Yeah. So we can't. Not every single winger is Yamal. You know, that is like a Ballon d'Or winning player right there. So not everyone can be that good at that age. We have got to appreciate that he's a very young player, and we do need to give him time. And it's his first season as well. Like, we all know that City wingers need a season, and he's playing quite well in any event.
Pep interview said City played well. I don't know, like we weren't. I don't know about well.
I thought he said. I thought he said we played fine first half, but second half I couldn't play as well because I had to change. I played out possession because
that was a weird comment, man. Did you see that yesterday, chat?
Yeah, very odd.
What's he trying to say there, man? Is he trying to say that basically, like, Walker's that bad that we have to completely change his system, or what's he trying to say? I don't understand what he's saying there.
No, I don't know.
Because let me get the comment up so the chat can see it, because I don't know if everyone's seen it, man. But Pep basically said, "Go on."
Yeah, I think the long and short of it was that Walker. I'm paraphrasing. Walker is bad at football and physically is cooked, so we can't be as aggressive in our out of possession play as normal. I think that's basically what he said.
That's kind of mad, but I can't find the comment now for some reason. But yeah, that's what he said. He basically said, like, we have to change the system.
Yeah, because of our captain.
Because of our captain. That's why we changed to the second half, which is fucking wild, man. For him to say that, I think's like insane. I'll be honest with you, man. I think Walker's gone in January. I think he'll go. I think he'll be sold, and then that's how basically we'll change the captain to Diaz. Because clearly we ain't just going to take it off him, and clearly Walker's not just going to give it away. So I think they're just going to sell him in January.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's probably for the best for him as well, and hopefully it would like force us to act in the market as well. Like, because we would obviously be down we're already light in defense as is. So if we lose him, we're down a further body. So maybe it would force us to buy like one or two players or something. I don't know.
What's that guy from Monaco? That's so weird, by the way. Yeah, because I was watching your stream. Obviously, I was in the chat, wasn't I? Your rebuild squad stream, which is pretty cool chat. You should go check it out. And you mentioned that guy from Monaco, and then that night he done that thing to Donnarumma, innit?
Yeah, and I don't like Donnarumma as a player, so that's my boy,
bro. I never heard of this Monaco right back in my life. Yeah, and then I heard about it on your stream, and then I was on Twitter at the night time. Yeah, Singo is called. Yeah,
that's
is
my
it
boy.
Singo or Slingo?
Singo.
Yeah, Singo. And then that night, I seen all these pictures on social media of like Donnarumma's face being torn apart because Slingo's fucking giving him a foot, man. So I don't know if you could get him in January. You know, if that's a possibility, but yeah, I think we've got to sign a right back in Jan, but I just don't know who you're gonna get.
Well, whoever the right back is, it's got to be a right back who can also play at centre back. This is why I want a Simicon in the summer, and this is why I want Singo now. There's lots of other players who can do that, but there isn't. The other reason why I like him is because League A is a very physical league.
I heard you speak about this. Back in a sec.
Yeah, Fairs. I've bored him, chat. Crazy. Right, guys, whilst we're here, let's all think of, like, I don't know. Let's like try to think of something we can cancel LB for. I want to hashtag trending, hashtag cancel LB or something. So when he gets back, if anyone could do it in the chat for me, that'd be great. Thank you. But yeah, what I was saying was that League is a very physical.
You know, I hear you, right? You know what's
I didn't think you had your headphones on.
I got my headphones on, bro. I'm there, right? And I'm like, I've got no tissues. I had to go to the toilet to blow my nose because my nose is blocked. And I was like, what is this guy trying to say, bro?
I didn't think. I thought he took your headphones
I still have the headphones on, man. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
No, yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah. It's a league. Is a very physical league, and we need physical players. So that's another reason why I think that would be a good signing. In addition to his versatility, also from an athletic perspective. And I'll be doing an analysis video on, like, you know, who I think City should sign. Spoilers, he will be in it. I've spoken with Liga expert analysts as well, and they agree that he would be a very good option for City. So I've still got some scouting to do, but from what I have seen, I'm very excited by him. We're not linked with him, as I understand it, but
I've not seen anything.
someone again, it doesn't even have to be him, but someone like him is exactly what we're after. Someone who can play right back, centre back, preferably push up to right wing as well, so we can do the false winger situation. Someone who is athletic, someone who can be a threat on that right wing and just be solid defensively. I think that's what he is ultimately. He's young as well. Is he like the finished article now? Maybe not, but I think he would definitely come in and immediately improve that team. And I think that the long term he'd be a very good signing as well, and lots of room for development as well.
Yeah, man, 100%. Yeah, we're interested to see. Did you see this as well? We've got linked with this Juma Bar. He plays for Real Valladolid in Spain. He's on loan there from AIK Freetong. Now, apparently, people are saying, that this guy is actually legit mint. Again, I've never seen him. Apparently, he's actually legit mint. They're saying he's the next Van Dijk. I don't know why we'd loan him out, by the way. Like, why the fuck would we loan him out? Why don't we just keep him, bro? Yeah, he's pretty tall. I think he's like 6'5" or something. I don't know why you'd sign him and loan him when we don't have any defenders. That's a bit weird. But
Saliba vibes, maybe.
Yeah, but this guy's apparently meant to be really, really good. I've never seen him play again, but I've seen a couple like cameos on Twitter, which obviously I don't know how much you can really read into when you're doing compilation videos. But he does look very calm on the ball, very tall, very physical, very fast. So he has all the sort of attributes, but obviously, fucking hell, like Mangala was like very tall, pretty fast, not the worst on the ball, and that didn't work out very well. So that doesn't mean he's going to be successful. But I don't know why would we sign him and loan him? Why don't we just sign him and keep him, man? We got no defenders, bro.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him other than what people have said. People say he's very good at set pieces, being a threat at set pieces, for example. Again, I've not seen anything of him, but I looked at his I think he's only played like a few games in La Liga, like 3 or something, and people are. So I'd just be a little bit wary in terms of like people saying he's next Van Dijk. I think he's played like single-digit La Liga games. That's not to say he's not great. He might be brilliant, but that seems a bit premature, I'd say. But I don't know anything about him, to be honest.
Yeah. Ian said we need to stop looking at youth. I agree, man. Like it would be nice to have some like older players.
Moving like Gary Glitter, crazy.
It's moving a bit mad. It is moving a bit mad. City Cut says Imodin. Let's have a look at some of these chats, man, that have come in. Before we've been in it with Ryan. Have we been in it with him? I've not seen no links, and the links that I have seen have been a bit dead, I think. But I don't know if we've been linked with this guy. I thought he signed a new deal, man.
I spoke to an AC Milan fan about him because I was when I was like contemplating players, and he doesn't think that he'd be able to like play defensive. He thinks he's pretty poor in that respect. So it's probably not a player that we're after.
Okay. Cool. Let's have a look at some of these chats then. Big up to Miro, says Palmer, Rogers, Lavia. Next are Doyle, McAtee, and Nico, says Miro. Pain. Dark Shadow says, I'm expecting Pep to be a bit ruthless, like how he's done it in prior seasons. Take risks and give the academy at least some chance, says Shadow. Yeah, not at the moment, bro, apart from Pusey. Will not get players back unless you play the youth. Fact, not letting players get fit. This is, by the way, this is another reason to play the academy. Is that if you keep on getting in this situation where you're playing players when they come back from injury, when they're not fully fit, and then they're getting injured again, this would be another benefit of playing the academy and saying, you know what, we're going to play the academy. We might lose 2 games in a row, which isn't anything different to what we're doing now anyway, but we're going to give some of these players that are coming back from injury a proper week, a 2-week break, and then they can come back in when they're properly fit, and hopefully they'll stay fit. It's another valid point. You know what I mean? I think when you've won 1 game in 12, you've got to be open to fresh ideas. Nobbins, the media should ask about the academy players. Why Arsenal are putting down Wear It, United Minor, but they're asking Pep about fashion, says Miro. Oh, yeah, again, I don't know, man. Nobbins said that before, innit? Why do they not ask these questions? I'm not sure why they don't ask that. Amar says playing Gundo and Bernardo every week. It's all on Pep, says Amar. Yeah, I don't know why he plays them both, to be honest. Weird. And Vinay says, I like Foden, but Foden should be doing what Morgan Rogers was doing with us. Foden has won many Premier Leagues now. He should be supplying Haaland Not 1-2, says Vinay. You know what, bro? I thought Foden yesterday, I'm not trying to glaze him, but I thought there was signs of him getting back to where we need him to be. Especially, I think one was it the first half or second half. One of them he was all right. I think maybe the first half. But still, again, not good enough, not at the level that we need. But I think it's probably one of his better games this year, and hopefully, against Everton, he can get better, and eventually we can get him back to the level that he was at last year. Because if we can get him back to the level that he was at last year, we'll start winning football matches again, 100%. But yeah, I agree, man. Foden's not been good enough this year. But yesterday, I did think personally that that's probably one of the better games he's had this year.
I thought it was all right. I thought it was better against Bournemouth and Brighton and Southampton. But that being said, I thought he was our best player yesterday. That's not saying much, though, is it? But yeah, he was fine. He was fine yesterday.
Yeah.
But even if I won't agree with I won't agree that if he was just playing like last season, then we'd be fine and dandy. Because I think I did like the crunch numbers, whatever you want to say. And if he scored a goal in every single game he started this season, so that's a lot of goals, obviously. We'd only have 3 extra points in the league, and we'd only have like an extra 2 points in the Champions League. So it's more than just. I see it all the time. I watch along. Why can't an attacker step up? Why can't Haaland step up? Why can't Doku step up? It's not about one player stepping up. We need a whole team to improve. It's not about one player happening to be better. And also, there's no use in an attacker or even 2 attackers stepping up. I don't even know what that means, stepping up. If we are just conceding chances at the rate we're conceding them, like it's just impossible to outscore relegation defense.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I agree. It's mad. It's crazy. What did you make of Haaland yesterday coming out and taking a lot of he took a lot of blame yesterday, didn't he, Haaland? What did you make of that? And chat as well. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'll try and get it up on screen. But Haaland basically come out yesterday and said he ain't been good enough. He needs to improve. And took a lot of responsibility, man. So what do you make of
that? I think it shows he's a leader. I think that because it's not true. Let's be honest. Like he's not the reason why we are playing badly at all. Can you imagine what the situation would be like without him? It would be insane. Yeah. So what do you say? It's not good enough. It hasn't been. Now I will agree that he could have been better in some games. For sure. And again, people say could he be pressing more and that sort of thing. But I think he is just like physically fried. And again, I think this just points to like his leadership and the fact that he's like taking the pressure off other individuals. Maybe I'm not sure. I doubt he actually truly believes that, and I'm sure as hell Pep doesn't believe it either. And I know it's not true as well. Again, I would like him to be better. I'd like everyone to be better. So fair play to him for doing it. Again, I think it takes balls. It takes a leader to do that. And it shows that he's one of the. Just going back to what you're saying at the top of the show, you're questioning some players' commitment. I don't think you can question Haaland's commitment to this club. I think he does clearly really value and care about at City.
Yeah, interesting, man. I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit conflicted, and I realise that it might be a little bit like hypocritical, but like it's so weird, right? Because as fans, we're so interested in the human species, right? It's because we hear these players come out and say something, yeah, and then we're like, stop saying this stuff, just win us a fucking football match. And it's like, but people are desperate for Walker to speak. Walker's the first player down the tunnel apparently yesterday. He doesn't speak after the games. He don't go to the things, and it's like, where's fucking Walker? But then if Walker did speak, you know for a fact that Walker would get absolutely rinsed if he did say anything after a game. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel that's probably because we're just in this situation of being like, we're in a bad spot. We're in a bad spot, and people are just fucking saying mad shit, and it's just crazy, bro. But yeah, Walker says fuck all. I mean, he should be saying something. Yes, he would be cooked, but he's the captain, so he should be speaking. No. I'm not saying he shouldn't be speaking. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying he should be speaking because he's the captain, but he would also get absolutely rinsed.
I just don't. Again, like. I just don't really know what good it would do. I'd like to see our players speak more and all that stuff, but I just don't know what good it would do. Like, I don't think Walker coming out and saying I'm shit and I'm sorry that I'm such a twat or whatever. Let's say he says that. because I don't know if that's what people want to hear. I don't know how much that helps him
Yeah.
or the fans or the club, because I don't see them going, oh, he spoke out, now we're going to perform better. I just don't know what the link is. I don't really care about players coming out, to be honest. I don't really mind.
Mm.
They can do what they want.
Weird, man. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we all know it's not captain, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just not got that in him. You know, so that's why he shouldn't be the captain. But he ain't gonna just hand it over, innit? It's not gonna hand it. Sagdic, bro. I've been up hours, man. You know what I mean? You gotta get maybe if the show would started at 11, maybe you would have got me, bro. But I'm too quick for that. All right, and bro, anything else? Chat, any questions you got? Any topics you want us to cover before we wrap up? Let us know in the chat if you do. Make sure you smash the like while you're at it. But yeah, anything else from you, bro? Anything we've not covered, or is it just we're getting to the point where we're just saying the same shit every week?
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
I am very aware of that, by the way, that like we're just repeating everything that we're saying, but like what else are we meant to do? Like, bro, they're just saying the same shit.
Well, yeah, like we could actually just like have recorded this and just like tactically you replaced, you know, Aston Villa with Crystal Palace, and it would be the exact same relevance in terms of a live stream, because it would be the exact same things that we are talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to add. The only way it can get better is with signings. Well, one thing I do want to say, actually, this isn't really relevant to anything that we've spoken about. It's partly informed by, you know, the whole we don't care about City by rival fans, but you do because you are loving this downfall. And I'd love it if I was a non-City fan. I'd love this downfall as well, because why wouldn't you? Because you do clearly care. Yeah. I was just, yes, exactly. What I was just going to say is, and I don't know if this is like me getting triggered or baited or by idiots on Twitter, but people using this run of form as a stick to say, oh, you see, this is why Fergie's better than Pep, because Fergie never did anything as bad as this, and blah, 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 blah. You know that Fergie finished 11th and 13th in the late 80s with one of the most expensively assembled teams in the world.
I saw some fraudulent tweet this morning saying Fergie's worst ever position in the Premier League was third.
Yeah,
Premier League.
Yeah, exactly.
So fraud.
Yeah, so when he finished 13th in the 1990 season with one of the most expensive teams in the world, we're just glossing over that, are we? Like,
it's crazy.
That was just like a little pet peeve of mine, because people are idiots, aren't they? And they just, or they don't know their history.
Yeah, I don't know what it was like for you yesterday, but when I was doing my watch along yesterday and after the game, it got to the point where like a lot of rival fans was coming in. There was a lot of like people bantering and that, but there was a lot of rival fans coming in the chat yesterday saying like, yo, no, actually, seriously, what's happening? Like, they bypassed the banter stage. That's how bad it is. Yeah. They've got to the point now where it's like they've gone past the banter stage. Some of these rivals, and they're saying, LB, chat, what's actually going on at City, man? It's crazy. I'm getting rival fans messaging me on like Twitter and Instagram saying, like, LB, I support United. Like, what the fuck is actually going on at City, bro? And I'm like, like, you're not even bantering me anymore. It's crazy, man. It's actually wild.
Yeah, so I just wanted to call out the idiots with that, who again who don't even know their own club's history, as it turns out. Again, he had one of the most expensive sides in world football, and he finished 11th, and he finished 11th, and he finished 13th, which is worse than anything Pep has ever done and indeed will ever do. So I just wanted to get that out there as well.
Good, fair comment. Let's have a look at some of these chat comments then. Miro says, are we getting Douglas Luiz on loan? I mean, I would just take him on loan because it's an extra body. We need more players, right? We need players. Get him on loan. Yeah. It'll cost us what, £5 million loan fee or whatever. Get him in. That's a midfielder that's better than Kovacic, better than Gundogan, and would improve us straight away. Is he a long-term solution? Who knows? Get him on loan. If he's good, buy him in the summer. Simple.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Why not? Even if it's just like look, I don't really rate, let's say, you know, Edison at Atalanta. I don't think he's going to be good enough long term for City. But even if it's just if the only option is bring someone like him on a 6-month loan, then I'm at the stage where I'll take anything.
You're not.
This is like, you know, when it was the latter stages of the summer transfer window, and we're just desperate to get anyone. And the last week we get Gundogan. I'm just desperate for anything this
Yeah,
point.
this is about Edison. This came out last night.
80 million euros is mental, by the way.
Well, the top of they've never won Serie A in their whole history. They're now top of the league of Serie A. Are they really going to sell him?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Not happening, man. And I agree. I don't even think it's good enough. Baggy says, what hasn't Pep tried? He's not tried all that attack. He's not tried putting some academy players in. He's not tried playing Jacob Wright or Nico O'Reilly in the midfield. There's quite a lot of stuff that he's not taken. David says, how many windows will it take for Pep and City to challenge again? I think you can challenge next year if you act quickly and you act ruthlessly in January and the summer.
Definitely.
If you're not ruthless, you don't act proper, then a couple of years maybe.
Because you can easily bring in 2 players in Jan, and you can easily bring in like 4 or 5 in the summer. That sounds like a lot. Well, we did it in the 17-18 season, so we can do it clearly.
Yeah. MCE said, should Pep strip Walker of the captaincy halfway through the season? If he's not doing the captaincy duties as Pep thinks he should be doing, then yeah. Simple.
Yeah, but we all know that the players vote for the captain, don't they? So I guess maybe the thought process is, I don't want to go over because like Pep's come out and said multiple times, that's for the players to decide. I'm not getting involved in that. So if he does the act of stripping him of the captaincy, that probably causes even more issues in long term.
Maybe, yeah. Taj says, would Baena, Bruno G and Pepelu be a good 3 to sign? I'd take them, but we need a defender for me, bro. So I wouldn't be mad happy with I'd be happy with it, but I wouldn't be mad happy with it because we definitely need a defender in January, in my opinion. Definitely.
Yeah, but like long term, that would, again, I agree we need a defender, but that sounds very fun. It won't happen. But 2 of those players certainly are on my long term list, 100%.
Adam Wharton, I think we have spoken about him before. What's your view on Adam Wharton? You like him?
I do like him. I think this season he's been he's had a lot of injuries, hasn't he? He had to have surgery. Ideally, he'd have more time at Palace, though. I don't know if he's ready to be thrown into a Man City midfield crisis and immediately fix all our issues. Long term, I think he could be very lovely. Ideally, we'd not have to sign him right now. I think long term, he will be a very, very good player.
Yeah. Big up to Lee said, did Pep mean Stones pinging ball to Jack? KW2 Cash.
Did Pep mean Stones pinging ball?
Kyle Walker to Cash, does that mean?
Matty Cash. As in the Villa right back?
I don't know what you mean. Lee, what do you mean, mate?
Stones pinging ball to Jack. Is he saying that Kyle Walker kept giving the ball away? Like Walker was trying to ping it to Jack, but he kept hitting Cash instead? Because Walker's diagonals were shit? Is that what he's saying?
Maybe.
Yeah. I think that would make sense, maybe. He's right.
Pinged the ball to Cash instead of Jack.
He's not wrong there. Yeah, Walker's diagonals are absolute meh, so he's not wrong. Absolutely, I agree, Lee.
I think that's what he's saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see his press conference after the game, so maybe that's what he was on about then, bro. But that's what the chat's saying anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure, bro. To be honest with you, there he goes. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Stones is good at the diag. Walker is not good at the diag. I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. And Aina from Forest would be quality, says Ian. I actually thought he was mint when we played against him.
Another player who played well against us.
Yeah. Final question. Morgan Gibbs-White. I've seen someone speak about him there in the chat. So it was Ian says Morgan Gibbs-White would be a steal. I'm seeing all these stat things, all these graphs come out, and he's always up in like the upper areas of the graphs. He's like chance creation, his passing accuracy, all that's mint. I've always don't know if he's good enough at the top level. Do you think he's good enough at the top level?
No. He's a player who would come in and improve us, but he's not in my view, he's not in the tier of quality of player that we should be looking at. I think he's a fine player, and again, he'd come in and we'd play better, but that's because we are just so bad right now that any competent on-ball midfielder who's also got a good physical profile would improve us. That's the levels that we're working with. Nearly everyone would improve us. So I don't think that I'd be particularly interested in him. I think that he would be, if we're talking about wanting to rebuild City into a team that wins titles, then Gibbs White is a squad player.
Works, bro. 3 assists and a goal
Can
yesterday.
can I also just say something? Just because there's an idiot in the chat who's annoying me. Nightly LFC, we never once said about the Premier League. We said that the LB literally raised the point that it's not just the Premier League. We're talking about pre-Premier League as well. So next time, listen up, sunshine.
Oh, Nightly, I did say that, bro. I did say that, bro. I said because the tweet was a fraudulent tweet, man. The guy said Fergie's never finished 13th in the Premier League, and it's like, well, the Premier League is just a rebrand of the old league, so it's a fraudulent thing. You can't just say like, oh, we'll just ignore what happened before the Prem because it was just a rebrand, bro. it's like saying, bro, that you've never won. How many Champions Leagues has Liverpool won? 2. Actual Champions Leagues, 2, yeah.
Well, yes.
2 Champions Leagues and the rest were European Cups.
Yeah,
is my understanding. So it's like saying you've only won 2 European Cups. You're not. You won what, 6?
Yeah, or you've won 1 league title. You know, won 1.
Yeah, it's like Liverpool have only won 1 league title. But you can't just say that, bro. It's a fraudulent tweet, bro. It's just ridiculous.
Listen next time.
Ridiculous.
Listen next time. Education is so important. Listen next time.
It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Nightly, bro. You've lost the debate.
But we didn't fucking say that. What is your problem?
Nightly, bro.
Use your bloody ears, sunshine.
Bro. You've lost the debate, bro. It's the same thing, man. Yeah, just quickly before we wrap up, man, I just would want to speak on Verts, because obviously last night the guy was moving on madness again. 3 assists and a goal apparently yesterday, says Alan. I've seen some of the highlights from the game on Twitter this morning. All I can tell you is what I've been told, from a very good source, is that he doesn't want to move to England, really. And even if he did, he doesn't really want to move to City. He actually, annoyingly, because Knightley's in the chat giving it the big one, but he actually would prefer Liverpool, right? Here's what I'm saying. Put the cash on the table. Make him reject us, man. Why do people get upset about getting rejected, innit? Make him reject us. Go to Bayer Leverkusen, bro, in the summer. Whack 130 down and tell Verts he's coming in on 300 grand a week, 350 grand a week. Same wages as Rodri and Foden and all that. And then make him reject that. And if he rejects it, fair play. But don't just do this thing where it's like, oh, yeah, we want you. And he's like, I don't really want to come. And it's like, all right, no problem. Fuck him, just make him reject us. This is what I'm saying about Zubimendi as well. Make the player reject you. Put a bid in, and then make them reject you. And if they reject you, so what? Do you care? Like when Bellingham rejected us, and some City fans are so bad on that, that they don't even think we were trying to get him. It's hilarious. Some City fans are like, they don't like it. They don't accept it that we got rejected. So some City fans tell me that we didn't even try signing, which is hilarious. Do you know what I mean? What? And what? We got rejected. Who cares? Who cares? We tried to go for a great player. We didn't get him. So what? It happens. Sometimes they say no. Go for Verts. Put the money on the table. Get Bayer Leverkusen to agree to it, which, by the way, they'll definitely agree because otherwise they'll have to sell to probably Bayern Munich, which they don't want to do. Tell Verts he's getting 350k a week and then make him reject that. Make him reject that. And if he rejects it, fair play. But don't just not even try.
Yeah, this is why I was annoyed at the whole Bruyne Guimaraes situation in the summer. As far as I understand it, we didn't even try to properly negotiate there, or nothing came out in the official media anyway. I know in the news said stuff, but in terms of Sam Lee and Jack Gordon, etc., nothing came out. Negotiate, you can negotiate. That's a thing. We've spoken about this before. You can try. What's the worst that can happen? This is like, when people say, oh, I don't want to ask out this girl or this guy because what if I get rejected? Right, but what if you don't? I asked out Mrs. Nobbins, and now we've been together for 9 years, City. So if you ask out Bruyne Guimaraes, maybe he'll sign for you. Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Shoot is shoot.
Facts.
And all that.
Facts, you do, man.
Shoot is shoot. And
you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle, innit, Bray?
In it. Big up.
Come on, man. All right, and lads, big up, man. I'll big up to Miro. Sorry, I didn't see this. LB, would you take Chilwell or no? What are we doing here?
Sorry. I would love to extend our injury table.
Miro, you trying to wind me up, bro? You trying to wind me up? Yeah? Go and get me Lookman, man. Yeah, go and get me Lookman. I like Lookman, man. Do you like him?
As like a versatile forward option, yeah.
As a versatile forward that can play across the front line.
Yeah, that's sort of the player that's exactly the sort of player we need. We need someone who can play as a striker and someone who can play in another position. Yeah, we don't need a backup 9. We need a versatile forward. That would be nice. Would he come in and to but that player doesn't necessarily start every single week.
By the way,
but yeah,
if Lookman came in, from what I seen against Real Madrid, he'd probably start left wing straight away. He probably wouldn't be a backup player.
well, how old is Lookman? Is he 25?
I think he's like 20. Yeah, I'm going to say 24, 25. He is 27. Damn.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's all right for me. That's still all right. That's no problems.
That's the age that we wanted earlier.
He's only literally just turned 27 as well in October.
So he's a young 27. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
So
I didn't realize he was that old.
Yeah, and I'm of the view we need like a more, especially if we play him as like mainly as a winger, it's not going to happen. But if in this imaginary world where it does happen, with all of our wingers, especially if we're moving on Jack, all our wingers are young. Got Bob, Savio, Doku. They're all children. We need like a more experienced player there. So that would be really good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, then, man. Big up to you for joining, Bray. Big up to you guys in the chat as well. Big up to Knightley for that debate earlier on. Pretty funny, but he
said he apologized, so I'll allow
did he?
him.
I didn't see it,
he's a good lad. But
Knightley's chilling, isn't it?
Bygones are bygones. He held his hands up, and we accept that. We allow that. He's a good lad.
No, fair enough.
Some people would not accept that, and they keep the fight. Knightley's a real one. Fair play to him. Big up.
Yeah. Big up Sports Talk as well. Says Cavaradonna can play 10 on the left wing. Yeah, I like Cavaradonna, man. And apparently he wants to leave, innit? I don't know.
Does he?
Apparently he's not signing a new contract. He's only got 18 months left on his deal. Apparently he don't want to sign a new one.
He'd be very fun as well, because isn't he like more like, he's obviously a more experienced winger as well. That could be very fun and interesting.
Yeah, he's decent, man. He's decent, isn't it? All right, man. Boxing Day, Everton.
That pause just said everything.
I know, man. I just want to win a game, innit? That's what I want to get. It's funny as well, right? Because
like for Christmas is a win.
It doesn't get any easier, right? It's because like I accepted we're not going to win this league. I accepted it time ago, right? But even though I've accepted it, and I try not to get stressed now on enjoying games, because I'm like, yeah, I know we're trash, but it's like every game, something just happens. Like against United, the way we lost, the mistakes, it pissed me off yesterday. I felt some of the players weren't trying. That pissed me off. I'm just like, if you're going to lose, just be shit and lose. Just be dead. Actually try. But if you crap, you crap. And I'll just be like, we're just trash, and I'll laugh it off. But like every game, I'm like, yo, they're just giving me something to get annoyed about. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens against Everton, man. Not particularly looking forward to it. And then is it Salford after that, or is it Leicester?
Leicester away.
Oh, Salford's not until the 4th.
No, that's like mid-Jan, I think, isn't it, Salford?
Yeah, that's after we got Everton. So these are our fixtures: Everton, Leicester, West Ham, Salford.
Yeah,
I mean we could in theory win 4 out of 4.
Yeah, and that's what we should genuinely. I know that we're on a terrible run, but that's what we should be aiming for. You know, try to bring a good feel-good factor back to the team, win some games, and then in addition to winning games, bring in 2 players, and then
200 million.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden we're cooking, and we win 23 games in a row, and we get, I don't know what even is the maximum amount of points we can get if we win every single game. How many games we play? Is it 17?
17.
So there's how many games left? 21. So it's 63 points up for grabs. How many points do we have?
We have. I'll just scroll down on the table. Bro, we have 27 points.
So we can get 90. Big up. You can win titles with 90. City are back. Hello.
Let me just insert funny laughing.
You know what's crazy? We were not good last season, and we got 91. So even if we won every single game from now until the end of the season, we'd still be worse off than last season in terms of points. Yeah, we weren't particularly good last season. That's insane.
By the way, do we want Bournemouth to win today? Because if they win, they go on bubbles.
That's what I was genuinely thinking, that we drop another place. We sort of need, low key, we need United to do us a favour, low key.
Yeah, and if Fulham win by 3 goals, I think they go above us as well.
Yeah,
they play Southampton as well at home.
Oh, that's 5-0. So we're going to drop 2 places, are we? So are we going to be in 8th for the end of the day?
We could be 8th. I don't think we can go 9th now. I think we're safe. Yeah, we're safe on the 9th, because the worst case scenario was we could have been 9th by the end of the weekend. But if Bournemouth win, they'll go above us. And if Fulham win by 3 goals, I think they will then go above us. So yeah.
Mad. Mad. And yet we're still ahead of United. That's mad.
And still, we are ahead of United. It's unbelievable. It really is. And Spurs, you know what I mean? We're ahead of these teams, which is absolutely insane. And yeah, we're only 4 points off the top four, which is unbelievable, really, isn't it? I mean, given how bad we are, the fact that we can still qualify for the Champions League in the next round and qualify for the Champions League in terms of finishing fourth this year, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, anyway, listen. We'll leave it there. Big up to Nobbins for jumping on. Make sure you guys are subscribed to his channel as well. Big up to Briggsy for putting the link in the chat earlier on. The link is in the description. Click on it. Go subscribe to his channel. Make sure you guys smash a like on this one. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. If you're watching back on the replay, then make sure you are giving me your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree with anything that we've said today? Signings. We're not getting Bruno G. We're not getting Zubimendi. Who would you go for? Have you seen anything of this Croatian guy, Batuna? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you're saying. But yeah, I might be live later on. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing in it. I'm in depression mode.
You need to rest at some point. You're ill.
I know.
It's Christmas.
Peace out,
as well.
guys. Yeah, see you later, guys. Bye bye.